Welcome to the Sikkim 365 Baylor Basketball Postgame Show. Here's your host, Ashley Hodge.
This is Ashley Hodge coming to you after Baylor's 62 to 59? Yeah, 62-59. Man, what a game. Walker, I know you got to the studio to set things up. We have Walker Saunders on the board tonight. Thank you, Walker, for doing this. Life in the Big 12, not good for the blood pressure, but the Bears are 3-0 along with Texas Tech atop the Big 12 conference. It should be a really good weekend for Baylor basketball. We're hoping for some good recruiting news tomorrow with the announcement of VJ Edgecombe making his decision. Very hopeful there. So this is a call-in show. Call-in shows are better with calls. 254-339-1122 is the number. Man, exciting night in the Big 12. Before we talk about the Baylor game, which is what we're going to talk about primarily, there's some pretty interesting scores in the Big 12 tonight, I would say. Walker, were you able to take in some of the action?
Yeah, definitely a little bit. Very happy about how we played tonight, especially defensively.
Yeah.
But
we jumped in the metrics from like 71 up to 57, I think, and the Ken Palm. You'll have to go back and look at it. But, that was an incredible defensive performance, and we needed that because we didn't shoot well. I mean, we had open looks that we just missed that we normally would make, 5 for 20 from 3. But we were talking about it before we went on the air, but Drew's decision to go zone was a huge decision. And in the second half really kind of choked Cincinnati down the stretch, really was the catalyst to that big run that got Baylor a 9-point lead. And you're like, okay, this is going to be great. You know, they're going to cruise to an easy victory here. And then Cincinnati goes on a 7-0 run in like a minute, and everything falls apart. I'm sure that's going to be some painful film to watch and some good coaching points. But, hey, all's well that ends well, and the Bears end up getting it done. Ray J. Dennis was terrific tonight, really did a good job controlling the basketball. Made 2 turnovers kind of early in the game, but he ends up with 9 assists, only 2 turnovers. He has 11 points, very efficient game from him. I thought Josh played really well tonight. You know, he took the ill-advised long 2 that, you know, we could have gotten a better shot there, but I love the confidence. And he ends up with 11 points, 4 rebounds, no blocks still, but he did contest some shots, which was good. And then I thought Langston was really good in the first half, kind of kept us alive. And then, you know, Jacoby was terrific in the second half. I thought Jaylen Bridges played really well, despite only scoring 4 points. Jaylen's going to be our guest on the call-in show tonight as soon as he gets here. He has 8 rebounds. Jacoby has 7 rebounds. So those are all good stats. Good to see, you know, and a great night for the Bears to get a big victory against Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a tough team. They play physical, man. They really make you work for things, and they got a lot of size. So, you know, they shot 4 for 21 from 3. So the Bears did a good job of limiting their effectiveness. Dan Skillings, who's a 27% three-point shooter, was 4 of 6. He was on fire, but everyone else missed their three-point shots, so that was good. Yeah, call-in shows are good with calls, 254-339-1122. Do we have any calls waiting yet? Okay, none yet. Let's talk about some Big 12 action, but first let me get a drink of water. Okay, that'll do the trick. All right, so around the Big 12, interesting day. TCU beats Houston. Houston has been the darlings of Ken Pom. There are people on our message boards talking about what a dominant team they are. Last I checked, Walker, Houston and Baylor have the same record at 14-2, but because Houston played a cupcake schedule before the Big 12, they are now 1-2 in Big 12 play. Baylor's 3-0. I'll take that position over Ken Pom ranking any day. So Baylor's off to a good start. Houston's off to a good start, but they've got a lot of work to do to contend for a Big 12 title after dropping these 2 road games. And then you got the Texas score was interesting. Texas gets a big win against Cincinnati at the buzzer, and they follow that up by losing to the worst team in the conference in West Virginia, 76-73, road game. BYU scrapes out a really tough win at UCF. UCF's coming off that big win against Kansas. And then Texas Tech's the only other undefeated team. They get a battle of the former Drew coaches, and they go 60-59, probably pretty similar to this game. I saw some of that. Kansas takes care of Oklahoma pretty easily. Iowa State blows out Oklahoma State, and that catches you up with Big 12 play. All right, has anything surprised you, Walker, as far as the Big 12 so far? Like did you I expected Baylor, Kansas, and Houston to really be the top teams, but TCU's playing well. They've got a couple really big wins under their belt.
I mean, I think that one of the surprising ones is especially BYU because you look at about every ranking and they projected them lowest, second to lowest.
Right.
Now they've been ranked and gave us a good run. So
yeah, they're 1-2, but I mean, big road wins are incredible. It's going to be really hard to get road wins, and TCU winning 2 games at home is big for them. They beat 2 ranked teams. Oklahoma, has been strong in the metrics all year, but I don't know. The jury's still out on them for me, although they have a pretty good win against Iowa State to open up their season before dropping 2 road games. I mean, it's nice that Baylor did get the road win against Oklahoma State because, as you've seen, no road wins are guaranteed. There's Jaylen Bridges. Hey, Jaylen. Hop on, put on a headset, speak into the mic. How you doing, man? Good win. So yeah, I mean, road wins are tough, and I mean, Jaylen will tell you this more than anybody. We were talking about West Virginia beating Texas tonight. I think all the home teams won except for UCF. Every other team won at home except for UCF. UCF losing to BYU. Jaylen, great job tonight. The defense, man, you needed it because we shot so poorly.
Yeah, it was definitely a rough one, but sometimes your jump shot isn't going to be there,
right?
And you just got to find a way to win. And I feel like we did that on the offensive rebound, and especially when we switched it up and went zone.
Yeah, that was a big adjustment, and really kind of the catalyst for our run, I thought, wasn't it? Like we were down 7,
yeah,
and then we made like a 10-0 run or
something like that. Yeah. We ended up going up 4. I think.
Yeah, that was big, and then I know you're probably going to have some brutal film on having the 9-point lead and giving that up. But hey, things happen in basketball. They had a 27% 3-point shooter that made 4 of 6. He had a good game, Skillings. But I mean, it was a great win. I mean, they're a tough team, and every win is going to be awesome in the Big 12. There's no easy games, as we know. And congratulations on the win. I thought your defense was terrific. I thought you rebounded really well. Those were key factors in the win. We were talking about Josh. Josh played with a lot of energy, gave us some really good stuff tonight. So that was good to see. I think he made all his free throws too, didn't he? Or maybe he missed one.
I think he missed his first one, and then after.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right. Yep. Yeah, 5 for 20 from the 3. I mean, we're such a good 3-point shooting team, and we've had 2 of these where Oklahoma State was another one. Yeah. But we won those games. I mean, you win games where you shoot that poorly. That's amazing.
Sign,
yeah, it's a good sign. Really good sign. 254-339-1122. We have any calls, Walker?
We have a caller from Dallas, Texas, to talk about Baylor basketball.
Okay. Welcome to the postgame call-in show with Ashley Hodge and Jaylen Bridges.
Hey guys, this is Lance.
Hey, Lance.
Man, great win, Jaylen. Couple things. So first off, for Ashley, I kind of think Langston has been one of, if not the most important players in the last couple of games. Do you ever expect him to get into the starting lineup?
I don't think starting matters too much. I mean, if you play at the end, that's the most important thing. I mean, we've always had a program here where being a sixth man is really valued, all the way from Torian Prince. He was a first-round pick, and Jeremy Sohan was a first-round pick. So I mean, I think Langston's just following in a great tradition of six men at Baylor, and Drew really values that spark coming off the bench. So I don't know. I mean, whatever the coaches decide, but I think if it's not broke, don't fix it. Kind of a deal. You got any comments on that, Jaylen?
No, absolutely. I feel like Langston, he brings a great amount of energy off the bench. He's a lockdown defender, and he can score in a lot of ways, and that really helps us, especially when one of the starters aren't playing well or aren't getting it going. Just having another guy. We have so many guys that we can go to off the bench that can come in and contribute immediately. And Langston, he always does it with a great attitude, so we're grateful to have him.
Yeah. What kind of goals are being set on the defensive end? Like, are you saying, we want to hold a team under 40% field goal percentage? We want to limit them to less than 30% of offensive rebounds. I mean, are there goals like that? What's talked about in scout? Because I mean, the defense has been noticeably better.
Yeah, one of our keys to victory is holding our opponent to 39% or less.
Yeah,
that's one of our keys. And then I would say getting more defensive rebounds than them.
Yeah,
not keeping them off the offensive glass and trying to keep people out the paint as much as we can.
Right. Yeah, and what's interesting, I'd have to go back and look at the box score of the OSU game, but I think we did a really good job on the offensive glass in that game. Not as much tonight. And usually when you miss a lot of threes, you get a lot of offensive rebounds. They had a lot of opportunities because they missed so many threes tonight, in part because of how good we guarded them on the perimeter. But yeah, I mean, that's, it's kind of a double-edged sword. Like if you miss a lot of threes, you get more chances, more opportunities for offensive rebounds. Any other calls, Walker?
Yeah, we have one call. Joe from Boise, Idaho.
Hey,
talk about Baylor.
Joe, good to hear from you again. Are you there? Welcome to the post-game call-in show with Ashley Hodge and Jaylen Bridges.
Hey, how's it going, Jaylen? Great win tonight. I was just going to ask about what happened there with Caleb Lohner. He got the technical. I didn't know what happened.
I think his physicality surprises people a little bit sometimes, and he was trying to get the rebound. He gave, I think it was number 30, he gave him a strong little bump, and he didn't appreciate it too much.
Yeah, no, he hammered him pretty good.
We always have a saying,
well, anyway,
are you going to be the hammer or are you going to be the nail? And I think Caleb was the hammer right there.
Yeah, no doubt. And then what happened with the Ray J. Dennis situation on the sideline? Like he was trying to grab the ball and like an assistant coach slapped it out of his hand or something like that?
I have no idea.
Okay,
I was facing the other way, and
Yeah.
I just heard the commotion and turned around, and by that time it had already went down. So
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Their coach, Wes Miller, was kind of a psychopath, wasn't he? he's like up there, man, with the, charging the court, charging the referees. I mean, you love the fire, but man, he's next level. Kind of like Eric Musselman. Kind of reminds me of Eric Musselman a little bit. Yeah. Great question. Any other questions? Oh, is he gone? Okay. Do we have another call?
Yeah, we have one more call. Reagan Davis is the caller.
Hey.
I doubt it.
Yeah, Reagan. How's it going? Welcome to the post-game call-in show with Ashley Hodge and Jaylen Bridges.
Hey, Ashley, it's Reagan.
Yeah. What's going on?
Hey, not much, man. Hey, on that Ray J, it was actually the injured big man actually hit it out of his hand, the ball out of Ray J's hand on the sideline. And so the announcers were saying it should have been technical. He's not even playing. He's slapping the ball out of his hand.
Yeah, you can't do that.
But
they let that go, huh? Interesting.
Hey, Jaylen, loved the way he's been playing here last few games. I wanted to ask what was it like in the huddle whenever we're switching to zone? What was that, that switch? And it was obvious that they were not prepared at all for what y'all were throwing at them because they just looked all out of sorts.
Yeah, it was something that we kind of stressed about in practice. We always like to have backup options if we're not getting stops and we're giving up easy opportunities on offense for them. So I think the coaches were saying just switch it up on them. They're not very good against zone. I forget who they played that went to zone and it really bothered them. So, just being prepared in practice. And I feel like it really translated tonight, and we were able to hold them and contain them, unlike we were able to do in like man-to-man. So I feel like shout out to the coaches for that one, having us prepared.
Yeah, that was a big adjustment. Do you at times like mix up? Like Scott used to do this a lot early in his career. He would go zone after makes, man-to-man after misses. But you haven't really gotten into that level of detail yet.
Yeah, not really. Sometimes we'll throw in a little zone where it looks like a zone, but it's not.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Interesting. Good question. Any other? Is Reagan still there?
No, not anymore.
Okay.
But we have one from the comments.
All right.
So this for Jaylen. Now that we're 3 games in, how much does Foster help with home court advantage compared to the Farrell Center?
Nah, it's just amazing. If you watched the game, I'm sure you heard how loud it got when we went on our run. We started getting some stops, and we changed the game, turned it around. Just having that home court advantage is just a blessing, especially in a conference like this. You need that. And the fans, so far, the fans are 3 for 3, bringing the energy.
Yeah, man, it is special. Like someone who's followed Baylor basketball for a long time, sat in some pretty empty Farrell Centers, especially weeknight games. I mean, it is pretty awesome to. I mean, obviously we know there's great environments in the Big 12. Kansas State's great. West Virginia can be tough. I mean, really every place, but Oklahoma State struggled with their environment, in recent years. But Texas Tech, Kansas, for sure, Kansas State. I think I may have mentioned them already, Iowa State. But, I mean, don't you think this puts us on par with all those places now? I mean, noise on the court, I mean, is it as loud as Allen Fieldhouse? Does it feel like that?
When we got the 2 lobs, like I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
It felt like literally felt like the floor was shaking. And
Yeah.
The only other arena I've experienced something like that in is Allen Fieldhouse.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say it puts us up there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and I mean, wins like tonight, I mean, you're down 7. Like if you have a bad environment, that can like just get out of your grasp. But the crowd stepped up, really helped you get stops when you needed it, and you go on that run. So that it is huge, man. It's so awesome to see, and just really gives you a great opportunity to win the league. And hey, you're 3-0 right now. You can't get better than 3-0 to start, right? All right, I got a couple questions for you in the thread here. One is, what's your go-to shoe when you play basketball?
Well, I wouldn't say I necessarily have a go-to. I usually like to wear Kobe's, but I just like to kind of match whatever jersey we're wearing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of, if it's a Kobe shoe, I'll wear a Kobe shoe, preferably.
Right. Yeah, right. Interesting. Then this is from Scotty B. He says, appreciate what you've done at Baylor, Jaylen. And then he says, let's see. Last year, it seemed we struggled to make late game defensive stops. This season, we are the toughest team making those stops. What's so special about this year's team? I mean, do you think it's just like overall just competitive? We're more competitive. We have more competitive fire. That's what I see. Do you think that's an accurate statement?
Yeah, and I feel like that just comes with having a few more experienced guys on the team.
Yeah.
We have great leaders, myself included, Ray J, John. And I feel like you said, last year's team, we probably would have folded if we played in a game like tonight. But, we have a bunch of two-way guys that want to win. So having that is a blessing, and just being able to go out there with them, we'd run through a wall for each other.
Yeah, yep. So this is another question about Foster. Was tonight the loudest it's been? Was it louder tonight than it was at BYU? Did you feel like?
Yeah, it was definitely.
Yeah,
especially when we went on our run. It was definitely louder.
Yeah. Yeah, so, people are talking about what they saw on television. And then Sikkim, Kentucky says, Jaylen, how much do I need to Venmo you to get you to stay another year? We can put you in touch with GXG, Sikkim, Kentucky. We'll cross that bridge at the end of the year.
No pun intended.
We have any other calls, Walker?
Yeah, we have another one.
Right.
I can't tell who it is, but they're here to talk about
Mystery caller.
Jaylen.
I love it. Welcome to the Postgame Calling Show.
Hey, I've got Graham age 7 and Noam age 5, and they want to know which is Jaylen's favorite logo from the wall at the Foster Center, the Bear logos.
Oh, your favorite Bear logo?
If Sailor Bear is on the wall, that's my favorite one. Sailor Bear is just amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to go back to that.
Yeah. That'd be cool to put on a uniform somehow. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting idea. They do it for football. I mean, probably do it for basketball too. Was that the only question? Is he gone? All right.
I don't know if I should put this out there, but I think next year we might be getting a little throwback yellow jersey with Sailor Bear on it.
Oh, really?
You ain't hear it from me.
Oh, rumors have it. Yeah. 254-339-1122 is the number. We got another call, Walker?
Yeah, we have one more.
Yep.
He says he's Caleb Lohner, but
All right. Welcome to the Postgame Calling Show.
Hello. Hey, guys, Brother Bigfoot. Double B's on the phone.
Hey,
Got a couple
Bigfoot.
questions for Jaylen. Yeah, good to talk to you again, Ashley. Jaylen, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
It's about breaking the press. A couple weeks ago, my buddy Greg Barnes asked Ashley if he thinks it's a good idea of a player on Baylor pantsing another player in order to get some laughs and then get a wide open layup or dunk on the other end. What do you think about that play? You think it's a good idea?
In theory, it sounds like a good idea, but in practice, I think that would be a technical foul. Probably. I don't know what the.
It's not the Globetrotters.
I don't know how that would work, but in theory, it sounds like it sounds like it would work.
Right.
The guy would have to pull his pants up, and then you can just leak out and get an easy layup or easy dunk.
Is he calling? we cut Baylor Bigfoot off, didn't we? It's one of my favorite plays. We haven't done it this year. I can't remember the last time Baylor did it. I think Pierre Jackson did it, but the guy turns his back to you, throw it off him, get a quick layup. Have you done that in your career? You're not throwing the ball in very much.
I don't really take the ball out. I might have did it in like high school, but
right.
Never in college.
Never in college, yeah. Yeah, it's probably tough to get away with. But, man, we got that lob off the inbounds play a couple times. That was looking good. We got a few dunks tonight. Misi and Josh hammered some home. That was good to see. Any other calls, Walker?
Yeah, we got another one. Anthony Johnson from Waco.
Hey, Anthony. Welcome to the call-in show.
Ashley, what's up, man? Woo, let's go.
Yeah, good stuff.
Great game tonight. Great atmosphere. JB, what up, man?
What's up? How you doing?
Doing good, man. Hey, some nice pass tonight. What was that one to Misi that he dunked it? Was it Misi or Ujawan? I can't remember. You threw a nice bounce.
Oh, yeah, on the pick and roll.
Yeah.
It was Josh.
Josh,
dude, that was sweet. And that BYU game the other night, man, you did a hell of a job, man. Great game. Playing some good ball right now. Big 12 is brutal.
Yeah.
It is.
But it was a fun atmosphere. I'm enjoying Foster, and we got to go on the road now, man. So you got to step up your game and let's get a good dunk, and then you throw it down in Manhattan.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Yeah, we owe them. We got swept last year. We owe them.
For sure.
And
I'm telling you, man, Kansas State. Ashley, you probably agree to this. Kansas State's been the games we've had against them the last. I mean, even going back to like Frank Martin days, have been just knockdown, drag out.
Yeah, they've always had physical teams for sure. Bruce
probably
Weber.
Some of our most nail biter games and hard fought games against K-State. So,
right.
So JB, you lead that squad and let's go get them, baby.
Yes, sir. I Got you.
Appreciate the call.
All right, man. Y'all stay warm.
Yes, sir. We'll
Yeah,
try.
we got some cold weather coming. And
We got this West Virginia weather going here.
That's what I'm saying. I came to Texas to get away from the cold. I guess it followed me out here.
well,
I know,
and
man.
yeah, and the thing about it too is I'm planning on driving up to the Kansas State game, so it's going to be bitter, really bitter cold up there. And then we come back to Texas. We go to Austin. Hopefully the weather will be better by then. Fun week ahead. I mean, we've got some big opportunities to really make some noise. And I know I'm sure Coach Drew, I mean, you don't want to put the cart before the horse, but I mean, we definitely expect to make the NCAA tournament. We want to be a high seed, a 1 seed if possible, and it's like a 40% chance to make the Final Four if you're a 1 seed. Goes down to like 25% if you're a 2 seed, down to like 14% if you're a 3 seed. So, if you get to that one line and then your route could be Dallas. I'm sure that's been mentioned to you already. Sure, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, every game matters. I mean, if you could just stay, super focused and win the Big 12, then you set yourself up for some really awesome things. No doubt about it. Absolutely. Any other calls, Walker?
Yep, we got another one.
All right.
Don't know who it is, but they're from Arlington, Texas.
Mystery caller, welcome to the Postgame Call-In Show.
Hey, Ashley. Hey, Jaylen. How y'all doing?
Good.
Good. How are you?
I just saw the Scott Drew going to the zone. That was pretty big.
Yep.
Do y'all practice that a lot at practice, Jaylen?
Yeah, not as much as our normal man defense, but we'll go up and down and we'll play like one possession, one trip up and down, we'll play man, the next we'll play zone. So we definitely work on it in practice quite a bit. So when we need to use it in the game, we're ready, we're prepared.
Yeah, because that's not a very easy transition, is it? Going from man to zone already, like, second half like that, is it?
Nah, not at all. You got to have your head on a swivel. You got to know where the shooters are at. And, yeah, it's, like you said, it's not easy at all to just switch it. But we're prepared enough that I guess we kind of made it look easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all made it work, though. Scraped out another one. The Big 12 is rough.
Brutal.
Yeah.
It is brutal.
Great question. Appreciate the call.
Yeah.
We have another one.
All right.
David Carver from Waco.
Oh, that sounds like a T-Rex, maybe?
I don't know why David Carver hasn't had a cell phone in 10 years. This is T-Rex. I guess my number registered as, RIP to my dad, but I don't think he's calling. But he probably would call after that amazing win from the villain himself, Morgantown's most wanted, Jaylen Bridges. Hey, Jaylen, by the way, I know we don't play West Virginia for a little bit, but I'll see you in Morgantown.
Oh.
Should I bring the wanted poster or the bell money? Which, maybe both. Anyways. Well, I'll be rolling 4 deep up in there. We're flying up, so I just want you to know that I hope they chant what they chanted last year, because I got something up both sleeves, except I don't wear sleeves because, I don't believe in concealed carry. We open carry around here, baby, with these guns.
God,
anyway,
took that next level.
Bears, what a win. Hey, I got to say, man, I just tuned in, so everything I said has probably been covered 15 times, but amazing home court advantage. A couple times there, I thought the home court advantage was taking over the officiating. We're going to start getting some calls, but obviously some missed techniques that should have been called on Cincy. But whatever. Brett's a terrible ref anyway, so he can sleep at night knowing how terrible he is. Wished I could not be good at my job and not get fired, but I digress. Great defense, like I said, or if I didn't say it, now I did, because I'm all hyped up right now. I don't even can't collect my thoughts, because I'm just honored to be talking to the great Jaylen Bridges. That's really more than enough for me. But great team win, great fan win, and in case anybody hasn't figured it out yet, Skyline Chili in Cincinnati is not chili. You don't put cinnamon in your chili, Cincy fans. I know you're listening because you want to be us, because we own you in football, we own you in basketball. We're about to own you in everything else, so just get used to your pecking order. Maybe Huggins will go coach for him again. I don't know.
Oh, that'd be interesting, yeah. Anything's possible.
But, yeah, man, go get a road win. I think it's 2 in a row there, so go get those wins, bring it home. And, hey, Baylor fans, if you're listening, keep doing your thing. Keep Foster rocking. Get Farrell and Foster. That's what I got to say. Also, shout out to security for making those 2 Cincinnati residents who are Baylor students who showed up being idiots wearing Cincinnati gear made them put on Baylor gear. Honestly, they should have tased them. That's my opinion. Kick them out of school. Baylor students, if you're listening, don't be so stupid. Wear Baylor gear or watch it at home.
Yeah.
Bears.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, appreciate the call, T-Rex. So I got a couple questions in the chat here. Do we have any other calls, Walker? Okay. All right. Well, we'll finish up with a couple more questions from the chat. Jaylen, big fan. First love listening to you last year on the post-game talk about the difference between playing in Drew's culture versus West Virginia. Awesome to see you battle, rebound, play defense when your shots weren't falling. Talk about the physicality of this game in BYU. Like, is it about the same? I mean, did you feel like there was a difference in these last two games?
There was definitely a difference. Cincinnati's one of the most physical teams in our conference.
Okay. So you thought even more so than BYU?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, right.
They're not really a traditional team like these days. I think it was like 70% of their points are scored inside the arc and at the free throw line. So that right there just shows you that they're a hard-nosed basketball team. And their rebounding numbers, I think they were number one in offensive rebound. I think it was number one in defensive rebound percentage. Okay. And then number 8 in defensive rebound percentage. So that just shows you that the level of physicality that they play with, and it was a battle tonight. Yeah.
They are a hard-nosed team, no question about it. Yeah, you're right. They are a great rebounding team. 10th in offensive rebounding and first in defensive rebounding percentage. I had a thought. Well, it's come and gone. Let me another question here. What are the transfers and freshmen saying about the physical play in the Big 12? Has there been any comments from guys like Ray J or Jacoby and Eve about how physical it is?
Nah, they told me, John, and Langston that we weren't lying to them at all. We weren't just blowing smoke. It was just
another level once you get to conference play.
Another level once it's conference play.
Right. And then you've already commented on the zone, so that was another question, but we've talked about that. Steve Swinton has a question for you. He says, did he see the Cincy player being held back from his coaches from going after the Bear Pit students after he fouled out? How do you think Coach Huggins would have handled the student heckling so close to him and not being able to sick his bodyguard on them?
I actually did not know that happened.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I'm not sure how Hugs would have handled it, though.
Yeah. What other places are the students behind the bench? Like, do you know of any offhand?
I think Texas Tech, maybe.
Yeah.
I think their student section
Texas, the Longhorns now in the new arena have that. But it's a pretty docile student section.
Yeah, they don't really. I mean, they kind of chirp at you a little bit, but it's nothing like Texas Tech. Texas Tech, man, they don't stop. They do not stop.
Yeah, that's funny. Great questions. All right, listen, man, I appreciate you doing this. You're always a great interview and an asset to Sikkim 365. Always willing to do stuff with us, so much appreciated. You've been listening to us, Sikkim. Do we have any other calls, Walker?
We do have one more.
All right, let's take it.
All right. This is Lee about Jaylen's leadership.
Welcome to the post-game call-in show.
Hello, Ashley. This is Cletus. How are you, sir?
Doing good.
How are you, Mr. Bridges?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good.
How about you?
Good. I'm fine, thank you. It was great watching another glorious win by the good guys. And first of all, Ashley, thank you for taking my call. My nephew tried to get your autograph again tonight, but your security detail wouldn't let him get within 10 feet.
I've put out a restraining order.
So you might want to tell him to take it easy on 8-year-olds. But Jaylen, I just wanted to say it's really been a pleasure to watch your, maturity and leadership, emerge this season, especially when you took over last game. And I mean, we're just so thankful that you're a Bear. And so thank you for doing this segment tonight.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. It means a lot.
Thank you, Cletus. Yeah, Cletus wasn't really on his A game tonight. Either was Baylor Bigfoot. Or T-Rex either, man. We got to up. The callers got to up their game. We need some new, fresh shtick. We need some new, we need some characters out there to call in. But hey, listen, Jaylen, appreciate you doing this, and that's it. It's a wrap. 62-59. We hit the road. Kansas State, Texas next week. You can't go 18-0 in conference until you go 5-0. So let's get 2 road wins.
Yes, sir.
Sick 'em.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. It's a realistic goal, but it's